Salam everyone, hope you are doing well. In this video I will show you a quick demo for the Searchable Encrypted Drive application. Before we start, I would like to give you a brief introduction of this project. This project is started as a prototype for index-based symmetric searchable encryption scheme on a private blockchain as part of university undergraduate research project. Then it evolves into a full-fledged desktop application that aims to bring searchable encryption technique into a real-life application. It's still a proof of concept application, hoping this technique will be brought to the production soon. As we can see from the start page of the application, SE Drive is aimed to be an open source platform that allows users to store their notes, files, and photo in secure and private manner on all type of blockchains, untrusted cloud server, or even on their local disk drive to add an extra layer of security. That's all while preserving the searching functionality on the stored data. As we know, the current way to store private data on the cloud or even blockchain is either by encrypting the data locally using traditional encryption techniques and send it to the cloud, but this compromises the searching functionality on the data, or by using a semi-trusted server which takes care of the data encryption on the cloud, preserve the searching functionality. However, the cloud service provider will have a backdoor key to inspect all user data at any given moment. Hence, we are compromising the data confidentiality. In this context, the SE Drive application is just one of the blockchain storage applications that uses the searchable encryption technique in order to achieve the previously stated goal. As we have just mentioned, the SE Drive application is based on index-based symmetric searchable encryption. Nevertheless, different schemes of searchable encryption can be utilized and adopted by this application. Also, the current version of the application is built to be well integrated with Hyperledger Fabric through special chain code. However, the source code can be modified easily to use different type of blockchain or even a conventional cloud server. Having said that, let's start with preparing the demo. First of all, to get this app working and running on your local machine, you need to clone this repository, SE Drive. You will find the link in the description box. And from here, you can just run npm start and you are good to go for a development environment. If you would like to make a build, see the instruction listed in the README file. Also, if you would like to have a running version of the application, you may check the releases section where we have already a release for macOS Apple Silicon, and this will be followed up with Windows release hopefully soon. And with respect to Hyperledger Fabric, we need this special chain code to be deployed into your network. After cloning the chain code, you will have this setup here on VS Code. To quickly start a Hyperledger Fabric local network, we are going to use IBM Blockchain Platform extension. You can find it here by searching IBM. And then from the extension, you will have this icon here. We have 4 main panels. The first panel is for packaging the smart contract, and because here we are in the repository of the smart contract, we can package it right away. So we can package open project. Our smart contract or chain code is packaged. Now to run the test network, we are going to click here, and we can see the network is running right now with the default channel and default user. Here we can find the identity of the admin user. To interact with the chain code, we are going to initiate a gateway here by just one click. I have already done it, and we have the setup right here. Lastly, we are going to deploy our smart contract on the network by clicking here and then choosing the SSE chain code and hit deploy. Now we can see our chain code is deployed successfully, and we can see the chain code is here. Having done that, we need just 2 more steps from these panels. We need first to get the identity of the user that we are going to use during this application. So we are going to right click here and export wallet, save it on desktop. And also we need the connection profile for the gateway to use it for interacting with the chain code. Having done that successfully, we can go back to the application. We can find on our desktop the 2 exported files, the connection profile and the identity of our admin. And also we have here the application that we have already downloaded. And we are going to skip the introduction we have already mentioned. Here first we'll prompt to generate a secret key. As of now, we don't have a secret key, so we are going to create one. I'm going to enter my name and some random passphrase. Just to be clear, same passphrase won't generate the same key, so we need to preserve the key after generating it. This will be done in the home page. Now we need to identify ourselves, so we are going to use the identity file of our organization and hit next. Lastly, we need to connect to the Fabric network, and here we are going to use the connection profile where we can just drag and drop it here, and also specify our channel. It will be my channel, the default channel we are using, and the chain code name is SSE chain code. So we are already done. We can proceed. And as a second option, we have sign in or using Auth2, where all this configuration will be imported from the server, and we don't have to fill in anything manually in production. However, since we are running locally, we are going to use the local way. So starting with the main page, we have different modules. We find here notes, file, search. We will start with the note page, and as the name suggested, the notes is a secure place to write your notes and idea. So after finishing our novel, we can store it to the ledger directly. Great. So back to the home page. We may need also to upload some files before start searching. So here we can upload any type of file. This will utilize IPFS technology. So all the file will be stored into IPFS, and a pointer will be stored in the ledger to point out to the placement of the asset on IPFS. So from the panel here we can see each file with its icon to distinguish between different files, and also a section for keyword for each file. So for example, we have this file. It will automatically grab the keywords from the title, but we can also add more keywords. So for example, this research paper, this also belongs to me, so maybe I can add my name as a keyword, and also it's related to TU Delft, and maybe to be into segment. And furthermore, maybe the CV is also belong to me. I need to annotate it. So after finishing annotating and specifying keywords for all the files that I would like to store, I can just go ahead and upload them to the IPFS server. And while it's uploaded, we can just read quickly the information bubble here, which will inform us about the keyword section, where the keyword is separated by comma, and it's auto-filled based on the title or the file name. So we can go back to the main page right now. And finally, we can start searching. We have already some files to search through. I don't have also this keyword, but I have Mahmoud. So yeah, I have the files that I have already annotated with this keyword. The notes, it have some interesting features. Maybe I can write the notes by myself, but a better thing would be just dragging and dropping a PDF, and it will be filled automatically. And we can see here as well that the text is already formatted per section. So we have a sophisticated algorithm to format the PDF text especially, that will divide all the text into sections. So after finishing that, I can just check if I need to change anything. And if everything looks alright, then I can go ahead and store them into the ledger. Alright, and now it's stored correctly. And as you may have noticed, that the drag and drop support multiple files, not just PDF. Essentially all textual files, for example PDF, doc type, word type, Excel, TXT, all these types. So for example, I have also my secure note here, which will have this great note, some text to search through. I can just drag and drop it here, store it into the ledger. And maybe I am in the home page, I am feeling too lazy to open the notes page, so I can just grab the file that I would like to store, the textual file, and drop it in the notes button. And as you can see, it's already listed here. That's great. So let's start doing some searching then. So now we have plenty of files to search through. So maybe we can start with some keyword like scheme through the PDF. And here we can find all the occurrence of the word scheme in my PDF file that I have already uploaded, and my notes and files and everything. Also, I can use more advanced searching stuff. For example, I can use the OR operator, the pipe character, to search through multiple papers at the same time. So for example, I can write scheme, and I would like also to have the files that has Mahmoud on it. Nice, I have already the files that I have uploaded under my names. So we have just, so if you remember, we have annotated these files with the keyword Mahmoud. Also, we can use a strict searching. So for example, I can search for a phrase, and this will ensure that these two keywords will appear on the same one. So for example, we can see here digital currency, it's highlighted. I can also look for longer text. For example, I can just copy all this sentence, and let's just here perform a strict key search. So for example this, and here we go, I find the specific segment. If I remove these quotes, that it will perform a joint search, so all the occurrence of demonstrate by the section will appear here. Finally, maybe we can upload some images and re-download them. Here we have some images to IPFS file, upload them. It's done quickly and nicely. So we can go back and search research paper to find my research PDF. Yeah, it's here. Then I can download it. A progress bar will show up that indicate the status of my download. So the file is downloaded, and we can just give it a name. So for example, research paper IPFS, this is our IPFS version, to check it if it's worked correctly. And let's save it to the desktop. Save. We should find it here. Oh, it looks great. So we can just open it, and yeah, all the content is preserved. Just a reminder, all the information, the files, the notes that has been stored through this application is encrypted. So if we go into IPFS and we try to find this PDF, the best case scenario, we find some garbage bits represent the encryption of this file. So all the decryption happen locally. So the file is firstly downloaded in an encrypted form, and then it's decrypted. And by the way, there is a caching in the program. So if I would like to get the file again, for example, let's say I deleted it accidentally, from my laptop. I can just click here and save it. Now, having said that, I guess we are at the end of our trip in our program. Last thing would be the setting page, where we can change our name, IPFS gateway link. This is a public gateway, and I have here a link for the list of all public gateway that is available. And here we can also change the secret key. For example, if I have multiple secret keys, where each one will be addressed to specific type of files, I can change it here. I can also export my key from this page. So for example, I can export this. It will have here. This file I need to store it securely for later use. And finally, the gallery, this upcoming feature. And the idea behind this module is to have an AI-based searching. So for example, if someone uploads some images for dogs, cats, and objects, then this module should identify all the objects, and we should be able to search through some keywords and find the images that are associated with these keywords. Finally, I might log out from the program. And after being logged out, I can log in again using the same key that I have just exported. Continue, the identity, and added the connection profile. Finally, we are going to use the default chain code name and channel name, so we don't need to edit anything. You can see it's here highlighted. And here we are back to the home page. We can, for example, go to the search and try to find our file again. So for example, performance. And here we go, all our notes and files that associated with the performance. We can click to download quickly and snappy. Then we can save it to the desktop. Maybe give it another number, save, and it appears here. Everything works fine. And just we can check quickly the CouchDB. This is the database, or the state database of the beer. And we can see here that the database of SSE chain code associated with SSE chain code is always encrypted. So we have the CT, stand for ciphertext. And if we go to other records, these are the IDs. We have IX, which stands for indexes. So just a nice touch to differentiate between the two. So for example, if I grab one randomly, I can check it. And if I open it, let's go. Here we go. It's just a random bytes. And it won't be read unless we are using this key with the, in our program that will decrypt it and show it in plain text like that. That's all, and hope to see you soon in the next version of SE Drive. Take care.